Essar Ports, as we said, has been active. They have bid for a mega container terminal project at the Chennai port with Adani Ports. Let's get in the management. Rajiv Agarwal, MD of the company, joins us right now on the show to talk about that. Good to have you, Mr. Agarwal. Thanks so much for taking the time out. Give us some details on this front, the mega container terminal project, before we talk about other news bits as well. You have bid for it. Have you received the necessary clearances? What's the update on that front? What's the timeline for the same?
No, I think there is a security clearance which is normally taken before the bids, and somehow because there was some restructuring that we had in Essar Ports where the company got merged with its subsidiaries and holding companies. So as a result, they've again applied for it. So which should be coming shortly. We don't foresee any issue. So yes, we have bid for the Chennai Mega Container Terminal. It's a 4 million ton TEU container terminal at Chennai. And there are two bidders, that is Essar and Adani.
Rajiv, so what is the cost of this project and by when will this terminal become operational?
This is about 4,000 crores. It will be implemented in phases where, first you start with 1 million ton and go on to take it to 4 million tons. So, yeah, it will be taking another maybe 3 years before we start this.
So, how is the volumes picture shaping up, Mr. Agarwal? Because private ports we hear across are having a bit of an indifferent season. Some are doing very well, some are not. Essar Ports as a consolidated entity with the couple of venues that you have operations on in right now. How is business shaping up on the volume front? Do you believe FY12 would be distinctly better than what you did last year, and the outlook for the next 6 months as well?
Yeah. Basically, if you look at 11-12, we have so far in the 9 months results, we have increased our EBITDA by about almost 60%. So there has been a fair amount of increase both on the top line and EBITDA and the net profits. And we feel for the 12 months, we will continue the same trend. As far as the next financial year, which is now starting from 1st of April, 12-13 is concerned, we expect that the volumes will go up from about 45 million tons this year to about 70 million tons in the next year. And we will also operationalize one more terminal at Paradeep, which is the 16 million ton iron ore terminal, which will take our capacity from 88 million tons to 104 million tons. So, and we'll increase capacity utilization at both Wadinar and Hazira, because in both the places expansions have taken place in the last year. So the refinery has increased, has expanded from 14 million tons to 18 million tons, and the steel plant has gone up from 4 million tons to 9 million tons. So as a result, those increases will kick in extra volumes. So we feel quite confident that our numbers for the next year will be definitely much better in line with the growth in revenue, in the cargoes.
But Rajiv, weren't you waiting clearances for Paradeep as well as Salaya projects, environmental clearances that is? What's the update on that front?
Yeah, basically these are two other projects that we are implementing currently. Paradeep coal terminal. The one we will start this year is going to be Paradeep iron ore terminal. For the coal terminal, we have got the first stage clearance. So, in principally, the government has approved the project, and we expect that the final clearance will also come in the next few months. The Paradeep Port Trust has to get this clearance, and they are moving well, and I hope that in the next few months we get the Paradeep coal terminal approval. Thereafter, we will start the project implementation. As far as Salaya is concerned, again there has been some progress where the state government had earmarked some eco-sensitive zones, and this area clearly falls out of the eco-sensitive zones. So as a result, we expect that in the next maybe 3-4 months we should get the final clearance for Salaya also, and that will help us to move faster on these two projects. We expect that these two projects will get started by March of 2014. So these will add 20 million ton and 14 million ton, about 34 million tons to our total capacity.
So are you adequately funded for all of these projects? Because a couple of these delays would probably mean that a lot of the bids that you made for would probably get bunched up at the same time. How do you fund all these expansion plans? And, just as a consequent question, you have a high promoter holding as well. So would diluting that shareholding probably help in raising the required funds for the same?
Well, for these projects, we are fully funded because these projects, in the next 2 years, we have to invest close to 2,800 crores, and which the equity is coming mainly through the internal accruals, which are more than enough to take care of these requirements, and we have tied up the loans. So we don't see any dilution for the purpose of funding these projects. But yes, since our promoter holding is 83% and has to be brought down to 75%, so the company will meet the deadline of June 13 to reduce the promoter holding, and we'll take adequate steps, in this coming year to see that we move in this direction.